Hello guys, welcome biggity big to another video. So in this video I just want to discuss how vastly a difference in mindset can lead to two people acting so differently even though they came to the conclusion. You'll see what I mean. So you see, the person who starts a business or pursues some kind of creative endeavor, and the person who doesn't choose to do that and they choose to go down a more traditional and safe path of I'll go to school, I'll get a qualification, then I'll get a job. Those people are both thinking the same thing. They are both thinking anything could happen. But you see, the only difference is the visions in their heads and the expressions on their faces as they say that. For one person, that uncertainty is a deal breaker. The person who chooses to go down a more traditionally safe path or a seemingly safe path, it's a deal breaker for them that anything could happen. But for the other person, that uncertainty is the selling point. You see, one of them is thinking anything can happen, so I could lose everything that I've worked so hard for. And the other one is thinking anything can happen, so there's no limit to what I can achieve. But I just want to challenge this notion of person A who thinks anything can happen, so I might lose everything. You see, why can't it be you? Like, why can't you be the one who makes great things happen, or who great things happen to? Because you see, eventually someone is going to drive that car. Someone is going to live in that beautiful coastal mansion. Someone is going to sleep with that hot girl who you have a crush on. So it might as well be you, right? Because if you don't aim too high, then you aim too low, in the words of J. Cole. So if you know that these things are going to happen, why not try at least your best to make them happen for you? I don't understand why you shouldn't even just bother trying. Why immediately assume that it won't work out for you? It's a very defeated mindset. And I was recently in a taxi with this other dude this past weekend, and I could just tell there was so much defeat inside his head. Like, he doesn't even want to try, because I don't know, to him, why bother? Because you will fail, and once you failed permanently. Like that's the vibe I was getting from him. And eventually he even made the point that perhaps I'm way too brainwashed to realize just how dark it is out here, as if I haven't seen some shit, at least as if I haven't seen people suffer or experienced suffering myself. But he wants to use suffering as an excuse to no longer even continue striving to get out of the suffering. But the only thing that guarantees is that you will continue to suffer. You see, we do the things in our lives to try and improve our lives so that we can get out of a situation that is less than ideal, that we don't like being in. So if you try and get out of that situation but life knocks you down, why would you then stay in that situation? Because getting knocked down hurt too much. Because now you're just gonna keep getting kicked around. You might as well try and stand up and, get away from it, or kick life back. How you tried to get out, you tried to stand up, you tried to climb up the rope, life pulled you down, and now it's kicking you in the ribs, it's kicking you in the shins or whatever. You might as well try and get back up and then kick life in the balls, so that it doesn't have the opportunity to knock you down again. This is a very convoluted explanation or metaphor that I'm using, right? I'm just going off the top here, but the only point that I'm trying to make is, like, we are all going to die one day, bro. Even 50 Cent said it: get rich or die trying. So you might as well die trying, because if you die without having tried, at the moment of your death or shortly before it, your biggest regret will be not having tried. Like, your biggest regret will be the fact that you gave up too quickly. whereas you knew your true potential deep inside, which is why you were striving towards it in the first place. And now if you allow it to go past you simply because it hurt too much to fail that first time or those first few times, then you will never forgive yourself. You will always have an underlying sense of resentment towards your younger self for the fact that he was just such a weak-spirited person who didn't have enough compassion for your current self, which is now the future, or for your future self, which is now the current you, to try and make his situation better. Younger you was in a shit situation, but because he chose to have a brittle spirit, now current you is also still in that same shit situation, except now he has an even higher level of awareness of what is possible. That's what's going to make you even angrier at yourself. These are the kinds of things that lead to depressing thoughts. These are the kinds of things that lead to self-hatred and low self-esteem. Just the fact that you knew what you were capable of and then you didn't do enough to strive towards it. You didn't do enough to actualize your potential. That's probably one of the few things that you can never forgive yourself for as a person. Like, never really truly striving towards your potential. That is one of the few things you can never forgive yourself for. That, and maybe hurting someone who you care about deeply and you were aware that you were gonna hurt them. That's probably one of the only other things that you can never forgive yourself for as a person. So, man, you might as well die trying. You might as well go out fighting, because why go out without a fight? Let me ask you something. If you see these three dudes, you're walking alone at night, you see these three dudes and you have a bit of an altercation with them because maybe they wanted to rob you, and now that they realize you're not carrying anything on you, you don't have your wallet, you're not wearing any jewelry, you don't even have your phone on you, you don't really have anything valuable that they can take from you and rob you of. So now they just want to end your life because they are angry at the fact that you don't have anything for them to take besides your life. You understand that no matter what happens, these dudes will end up murdering you, right? So would you just stand there and let them, pull out their weapons or beat you to death without trying to swing back at them at all? Because it's not like you not fighting back will give you any higher chance of survival. You know that either way, because now they really are angry at you and they want to murk you, you might as well try your best to prevent being murked. You might as well go out having at least knocked one or two of them out, or having injured them as seriously as possible, right? You might not have a guarantee of getting out of that situation alive, but you might as well fight for the chance of it. You might as well try and hurt them so that even they reconsider, man, is it even still worth trying to fight with this dude? And it's a similar thing with life. You need to have that kind of relentless attitude where you're like, what's the alternative? For me to suffer permanently, endlessly, to just go out without a fight? How will you face your ancestors in the next life if you know that they fought so hard for you to be here, and yet you couldn't have the same level of tenacity to try and just power through as much as you possibly could with the full might inside all your veins, inside your heart? Why wouldn't you? Anyway, I think I'm beating on a dead horse now. I've made my point. So yeah, if you got any value out of this essay, stick around for more insightful takes like this by hitting that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.